Three men who denied death. How did they escape death? What truths do their immortal journeys reveal? These are the stories of the three men in the Bible that never died. Let's dive into the life of one of the Bible's most mystical figures, Enoch. Now, Enoch isn't just any character from the ancient texts. He's got a tale that makes you think, wow, what was his secret? Born as the seventh generation after Adam, Enoch stepped onto the scene in a time when lifespans stretched into the hundreds of years. But here's where it gets interesting. He lived only 365 years. Sounds like a lot. Not when his buddies were hitting the big 900. In those 365 years, Enoch did something extraordinary. He wasn't just clocking years, he was making his years count. His life was filled with such a profound connection with God that it set him apart from his contemporaries. Picture this. Enoch walking through the bustling streets of his town, yet in his heart, he's walking alongside God. While others might have been concerned with the day-to-day of early earth living, Enoch was all about that spiritual journey. Now let's zoom in on the most fascinating part of Enoch's story, his walk with God. When we say walk, we're not just talking about a leisurely stroll through the park. This was a spiritual journey of epic proportions. Walking with God wasn't something that just anyone was mentioned as doing in the Bible. It signifies an intimate, ongoing relationship with the divine. Enoch's life was so aligned with God's will that it was said he walked with God, literally and figuratively. Imagine the level of trust and commitment that involves. For Enoch, every day was a conversation, every moment a step taken in faith. This wasn't about following rituals or traditions. It was a heartfelt, genuine connection that transcended the physical world. What does it mean for us? It means that spirituality can be a daily journey, not just a destination. Enoch's example teaches us that true closeness with the divine can transform our lives, shaping every decision, every relationship, every moment. As we prepare to explore the climax of Enoch's tale, his astonishing exit from earth, think about your own path. In what ways can we strive to walk with God in our daily lives? How can we make each step count? Unlike any tale of departure you've heard, Enoch's exit from earth isn't marked by death, but by a divine translation into the heavens. The scriptures tell us that Enoch was not, for God took him. These words have sparked wonder and speculation through the ages. There was no farewell, no tomb, no earthly remains, just a man who walked so closely with God that eventually he simply walked into eternity. Imagine the faith and purity of heart it requires to be so aligned with the divine that the boundaries between the mortal and the immortal blur. Enoch's ascension symbolizes the ultimate reward of a devout life, a life so intertwined with God's purpose that death itself is bypassed. Enoch's story isn't just an ancient legend, it's a profound reminder of the possibilities that faith can open up. It challenges us to consider, how close can our walk with God take us? Could we, too, touch the edges of eternity in our spiritual journey? Step back in time to the rugged landscapes of ancient Israel, where a lone figure emerges as a beacon of truth amid widespread corruption. This is Elijah, a prophet not only of words, but of courage, in an era where such virtues were in short supply. In a time ruled by King Ahab and his notorious queen Jezebel, Israel was in turmoil, teetering on the brink of spiritual collapse. Idol worship had seeped into the heart of Israel, led by rulers who favored the dramatic displays of Baal over the steadfast worship of Yahweh. Enter Elijah, whose name itself means, "My God is Yahweh." His arrival wasn't marked by fanfare or royal welcome, but by a bold proclamation that would set the tone for his entire ministry. Faced with a drought that would ravage the land for years, Elijah stood firm, his faith unshakable, declaring God's judgment on the land's apostasy. Imagine being Elijah during those perilous times. Every day was a testament to his steadfast faith as he navigated threats to his life, challenges to his authority, and the pervasive influence of a corrupt monarchy. His mission: to turn Israel's heart back to God, to rekindle the flames of true worship in a nation veering off its spiritual path. As we dive deeper into Elijah's journey, we encounter moments that are nothing short of miraculous, each one a testament to his profound connection with the divine. These aren't just stories, they are powerful signs that defy the natural order, each meticulously crafted to restore faith among the people. Elijah's miracles began as a response to crisis. With Israel gripped by a severe drought, a direct consequence of the people's abandonment of their faith, Elijah stepped forward with a solution that would require not just belief, but unwavering trust in God. In the town of Zarephath, Elijah met a widow, destitute and on the brink of despair. With only a handful of flour and a few drops of oil left, she prepared for her last meal. But Elijah promised a miracle. Her meager supplies would not run out until the rains returned. And so it happened. Day after day, her jar of flour never emptied, her jug of oil never dried. Yet the most dramatic of his miracles awaited at Mount Carmel. Here, in a direct challenge to the prophets of Baal, Elijah called upon God to send fire from heaven. Before the awestruck crowd, fire descended, consuming Elijah's water-drenched sacrifice, leaving no doubt about whose God was real. Each miracle, each moment of divine intervention through Elijah, was a bridge rebuilding the broken faith of a nation. What do these stories tell us about the nature of faith and the power of conviction? Reflect on this as we prepare to witness the pinnacle of Elijah's earthly journey, his breathtaking ascent to heaven. After proving the power of God through countless miracles and changing the hearts of a nation, Elijah's time on earth was nearing its divine conclusion. But unlike any other, his exit from this world would be as spectacular as his life had been. As Elijah and his faithful protege Elisha walked together, talking of what was to come, something extraordinary happened. The air around them began to charge, the winds grew strong, and the moment of transcendence drew near. Suddenly, a chariot of fire pulled by horses of fire appeared, sweeping through the sky with a whirlwind. This was no ordinary chariot, but a divine vessel, sent to carry Elijah away. In a breathtaking spectacle witnessed by Elisha, Elijah was taken up into heaven, not through death, but through a glorious ascension. As the fiery chariot ascended, the skies opened in a spectacle of divine glory, marking an end that was as extraordinary as the life Elijah had led. This heavenly ascension, witnessed by Elisha, was a clear sign of God's approval and favor, a testament to a life well spent in zealous service to the divine. Elijah's journey on earth may have ended, but his story and spirit continue to inspire. His ascension is not just a tale of miraculous departure, it is a powerful narrative of faith, courage, and the promise of divine reward. Across cultures and centuries, Elijah's ascent has been a beacon of hope and a symbol of the possibilities that await those who dare to live fully committed to higher truths. Imagine the scene. Abraham, weary yet triumphant, returns from battle, having just rescued his nephew Lot. Amidst the relief and celebrations, a figure approaches. This is no ordinary man. This is Melchizedek, king of Salem and priest of the Most High God. With no forewarning, no lineage, and no explanation, Melchizedek comes forth to bless Abraham. The scriptures provide no family background, no birth or death. He simply is. This lack of genealogy is startling, setting him apart from other biblical figures whose ancestries are meticulously recorded. His sudden appearance raises many questions. Who is this man who reigns as king and serves as priest? From whence does he come? His presence seems almost out of time, a figure both of history and of mystery. Why does the Bible introduce such a significant figure with so little context? What might this silence reveal about the nature of his role and purpose? Amidst the few details the Bible provides, Melchizedek's titles as King of Salem and Priest of the Most High God are deeply significant. These roles encompass both spiritual leadership and royal authority, a combination rare and powerful in ancient times. As King of Salem, which means peace, Melchizedek ruled a city that was later to become the heart of spiritual life for Israel, Jerusalem. His title suggests a reign marked by peace and righteousness, a precursor to the Prince of Peace that some theologians later see reflected in the person of Jesus. But Melchizedek was not merely a king, he was also a priest of God Most High. This dual capacity is showcased during his meeting with Abraham, where he brings out bread and wine, symbols rich with spiritual significance, often interpreted as early representations of the Eucharist in Christian theology. In blessing Abraham, Melchizedek does more than offer words. He imparts a divine approval, linking Abraham's future legacy with the high priesthood that transcends ordinary lineage. This moment is a bridge between divine promise and earthly fulfillment, highlighting a spiritual continuum that threads through Scripture. Melchizedek's roles as both king and priest beautifully illustrate the intertwining of spiritual and temporal power. How do these roles inform our understanding of leadership and holiness? What can we learn from this seamless integration of royal dignity and priestly service? As we delve into the deeper layers of Melchizedek's narrative, we encounter a figure whose significance extends far beyond his brief appearance in Genesis. In the New Testament book of Hebrews, Melchizedek is portrayed in a light that transcends time and history, linking him directly to Christ. Hebrews describes Melchizedek as without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life, resembling the Son of God. This description elevates him from a historical figure to a type of Christ, representing an eternal priesthood that predates and outlasts the Levitical orders. This portrayal symbolizes perfect priesthood, unchanging and everlasting. Melchizedek's priesthood offers a divine blueprint for understanding the mediatory role of Christ, who is said to be a priest in the order of Melchizedek, merging divine justice with boundless mercy. The symbolism of Melchizedek stretches across the fabric of biblical theology, offering a bridge between Jewish traditions and Christian beliefs. His figure embodies an eternal truth that true spiritual authority is marked not by descent or duration, but by divine appointment and moral integrity.